now it is my distinct pleasure, as we close this World Congress of Accountants for 2014, to announce the venue and the host for the next World Congress of Accountants in 2018. Sydney, Australia. I'd like to invite Alex Malley, the CEO of CPA Australia, and Lee White, the CEO of Chartered Accountants of Australia and New Zealand, to come to the stage.
Let's start.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Or in the spirit of that announcement, g'day. That's the warmth that we'd like to share here today. We are incredibly privileged, Alex and I, and humbled with the trust that has been placed in us to host the 2018 World Congress. Thank you. Thank you. We only have some brief remarks to make. The second is we'd like to welcome you into our home in Sydney, Australia. Please, could everyone take this as a personal invitation to attend the 2018 conference on November 5 to 8. Let us welcome you into our home and feel you are very much part of our family, at least for that time. And thirdly, Alex, let's perhaps continue the spirit of what I heard earlier about the Olympics. Yes. For many of you might recall that Sydney hosted the 2000 Olympics. It was an outstanding Olympics. We were very proud as Australians to host it. But my message here as well is that Sydney has hosted many events. And so Alex and I feel very comfortable to guarantee that we will host an outstanding World Congress in 2018. Thank you. And finally, Alex, I'd like to thank you, and I look forward to working with you over the next few years and with IFAC to host the Congress.
Thanks, Lee. Thank you, Lee. And Lee and I work collaboratively most days of the week in Australia. But I want to share some secrets about our culture. Sometimes Australians can be disruptive. You may have heard that. Sometimes we can be opinionated. But most of all, we are welcoming. And when we talk about mateship in Australia, it's when Lee and I and every other Australian extends their hand. That's friendship for life. And it's loyalty for life. We are both, as part of the profession in Australia, unstintingly loyal to our profession, unstintingly ambitious for what we can achieve as a group. And fundamentally, we know that romance is not just the domain of Rome. We've discussed this. Actually, Australian women, like Roman women, are stunningly beautiful. And men, of course, are outrageously handsome, perhaps with a couple of exceptions.
As you can tell.
But I can tell you that we're going to debate with you the issues of leadership and vision of the profession as a whole. Many of us compete in the market, but when we get together, we become friends and we work together for a greater future. Lee White and I compete very strongly, but we collaborate even more impressively. And whenever an issue arises above our two organisations and it matters to the profession, we're over a cup of coffee, making it as good as it can be for our profession. Ladies and gentlemen, Lee and I leave you with this video. We know you're all going to come to town. I've just told you some compelling reasons why. We have beaches. You can't go to the beach during Congress, but we have beaches. We have wonderful cultures. We are multicultural. We respect our Indigenous culture. We'd like you to tell your friends, bring them all to Sydney in 2018. We welcome you.
Australia holds a special place in the hearts and minds of the rest of the world.
It's special to us too. As Australia's leading accounting bodies, we represent a proud network of more than 200,000 business, finance and accounting professionals.
Our members demonstrate the highest standards of professional and technical excellence in the 121 countries in which they work.
Two of the largest and most respected professional accounting bodies in our region, with designations recognised the world over. We work for the public interest in supporting organisations and economies.
We are champions of financial integrity, and we're proud of the role we have played in ensuring the strength of the Australian economy amid the turbulence of the world's finance system.
We have long stood side by side with a united voice in the biggest debates.
Our thinking is valued by governments, regulators, standard setters, policymakers and leading decision makers in our own backyard and in international arenas.
And while we share an unshakable commitment to excellence and ethics, we staunchly protect our brands through accounting education and lifelong learning.
Our members are fiercely professional, competitive and dedicated to staying at the top of the game through professional development.
Ensuring high-level participation in our respective conference programs and co-hosted thought leadership roundtables and events.
By uniting to host the 2018 World Congress, we will double our reach and double our wealth of experience in staging industry-defining events.
We will maximise the impact of the Congress via strong connectivity through our respective global affiliations and networks.
Together we are a passionate team, determined to help IFAC advance our profession and welcome our peers to a very special event in a very special corner of the world.
We look forward to welcoming you to Sydney in 2018.
I had to tell them one thing they could not say, and that wasn't because I was going to say it. They were going to say, oh, and by the way, today the temperature in Sydney is 35 degrees Celsius. True?